Well, once again, we saw what happened over the weekend at Arsenal Football Club, losing at home to, of all teams, Burnley. No disrespect for them, of course. So much has been said about the state of Arsenal, and in particular, I think maybe some patience is running out on Mikel Arteta and what he can or cannot do. Of course, like many of you, I'm not privy to most of the information, and but we can speculate a little bit. As a former player, I think I have been in situations like these, and although some of my statements here may be true or may not, it's good to have one of those educated guesses, and I fear for Mikel Arteta. Not necessarily because of X's and O's. He is a young and inexperienced manager, and he has been chopping and changing Arsenal from game to game in terms of formation and players. But it's the players that eventually I think will run him out of town, just like they've done it with Unai Emery, who, by the way, is doing very well now in terms of his managing skills. Obviously, his uh, problems in terms of communications were one of the major issues. But anyway, with Mikel Arteta, I look at the key players and the experienced players not stepping up. Of course, we saw that with Xhaka, with Xhaka and his red card. We've seen it with Pepe. We've seen it with El Neni, who, by the way, should have been sent off in that game. And I think Mikel Arteta has to take responsibility for that. However, what's happening here is the cancer in the dressing room. It's simple as that. Remember, and I've been in those situations, that misery loves company. I don't think it's a coincidence that another young manager, Frank Lampard, has foreseen what was happening with David Luiz and William. Some of it was decline in form. Some of it was form that maybe he just felt that it was never there. The inconsistency of David Luiz, we can go way back. I'm not a big fan, never been, and never will be. I suppose that's my bias, but it is what it is. But Lampard knew there's as an inexperienced manager, he's going to have to shape the team and his vision with the players that are hungry, with the players that will go to war with him, right? And he also knew that players like David Luiz and William are only happy when they're playing. When they're not, they have enough power to unsettle the entire dressing room. Add to it Xhaka, who is no longer a captain. He's playing less and less, and if it wasn't for Thomas Partey being injured, he probably wouldn't play. Add to it Socrates, who's been put aside, rightfully so, by the way, because there's no way he has been or is an Arsenal type of player. You can, if you look at Xhaka, we all know he's very good friends with Mesut Ozil. Those players talk. Again, I don't want to put it on them because I don't know what's happening, but if you put two and two together, most likely it'll come four and it'll equal four. So I just think when you look at those players and add maybe somebody like even Lacazette, who hasn't played as much as he would have liked to. He's been given a lot of chances. He's been disappointing a lot of the time. And during the tough times, I think you look at this and you look at Arteta, and he must be thinking, who can I turn to? What's he going to do? Turn to Tierney, Saka, some of these young players, even like Pepe and Ketia, and who's going to help him? If the most important players, the most experienced players in the dressing room are against him. Now you may say, well, why doesn't Arteta play them? Well, he's probably making the right decisions. They shouldn't be there, but they are. I almost wonder also, if you look at Mikel Arteta, what he must be thinking about his technical director in Edu. Again, just a guess. I have zero idea what their relationship may be, but I'm not silly enough not to think that he put out a helping hand to William and David Luiz, his Brazilian friends, to get him there. Even though they probably shouldn't be there. Yeah, you can tell me all about experience and the foundation and the building, all of that. Chelsea has foreseen that. Look what Chelsea are. Look at the players that replaced him. There's zero chance that they miss either David Luiz or William. They knew it, or at least Lampard has foreseen it. He knew that if he's going to go ahead and rebuild this team, it has to be the players that are 100% with him. Mikel Arteta maybe had the right intentions, maybe Edu had as well. But right now, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I feel very lonely on an island with no help.